What's up, everybody? It's HBT with Straight Up Wrestling Show, guys. Just coming on here live, man, and talk a little bit about things that went on, man. Pretty much things that went on this past week. Really not going to get into it because I did get into Raw. I did do a recap of Raw and did Wednesday night Dynamite. So did Monday Night Raw with WWE, Wednesday night Dynamite, Tuesday night. Chris and I we was on, man, to do NXT. We did do NXT. Thursday night, we did not do anything Thursday night. Friday night, man, we did SmackDown. So, man, we pretty much in the know. And Saturday, yesterday, last night, man, not tonight, but yesterday. Yesterday, we did Collision, AEW Collision, the whole night, and we did Rampage. So, pretty much, man, it was a wild week of wrestling. Excuse me. When you look at everything that went down, Tony Khan took an opportunity. Tony Khan pretty much rehashing what Eric Bischoff has done and a few others who have done in wrestling where the promoter got involved, got his hands dirty, went out here and pretty much got into the ring and pretty much had Jack Perry attack him. And this is after Jack Perry, he pretty much was reinstating Jack Perry, he looked like. And Jack Perry was basically saying, let's let bygones be bygones, and held his arms out, and Tony Khan held his arms out for him too, and they went ahead and hugged. Then next thing he punches the man in the gut. And Tony Khan, he just went down like he was just, oh my gosh, like he was some dog that got shot in the street. That's how he hit that. He ended up hitting the mat. So we went ahead and talked about that. So we pretty much talked about everything that happened this past week. So, hey, man, I look forward to what's going to happen Monday night. What's going to go on Monday Night Raw? We will be having a draft. Now, I have no clue about that card, who's going to wrestle on the card. Most people I know is going to be looking forward to the draft. And so we'll see how all that pans out. And we have basketball. We have the playoffs going on tomorrow. How's that going to affect the ratings? I don't know. I know one thing. AEW with their ratings this past week, their Dynamite did under 700,000. So they dropped under 700,000, and they pretty much out here was saying they had strong competition. So strong competition from the NBA and the NHL. And I was talking to my partner Christopher Burton a little bit earlier today, guys, and I asked them straight up. I said, man, how many AEW fans do you really believe are watching the NBA and the NHL? He said, man, lots of them. I'm like, no flipping way. I mean, when it boils down to it, you may have 8% of fans, 8% of fans from AEW that's watching not the WWE, AEW fans watching NBA basketball, NHL playoffs. When it boils down to it, I doubt very seriously. You can say the same thing with the WWE too. You cannot use the NBA as an excuse on this, guys. No ins, ands, and buts about it. When it boils down to it, most wrestling fans are wrestling fans. But I do think NWA have more of a fan base, wrestling fan base. I mean, a NBA fan base that will watch other sports than AEW. I think AEW have more of a niche group. They're not going to watch a lot of other sports. Straight up, that's just my thoughts on that. I just don't see it. As far as I've been around AEW fans. I've talked to plenty of AEW fans. I just do not think I know what they're into. I do not think the AEW fandom is going to be watching a lot of NBA basketball. So that right there can't be used as an excuse. Maybe because the time zone, in the time zone, it was a little difference there or whatever. But we'll see how everything plays out with Tony Khan going on going on the NFL Network and pretty much playing out what happened to him Wednesday night. So he went onto the NFL Network, he played it out, and one thing that he did do, I wish he wouldn't have did on the NFL Network. I wish he wouldn't have called WWE or Harvey Weinstein or whatever, man. I wish he wouldn't have done that, but it is what it is. It's already done. So, man, let's see how that plays out, and let's see if that helps him in the ratings. Do I believe a lot of NFL fans or people that's watching the NFL draft cares about, they're going to care about wrestling, not just because it's AEW. Are they going to care about a storyline in wrestling and come over and check it out? You may have a few, especially people that are Jacksonville football fans. But when it boils down to it, the majority of them will not come over and watch. No football fans are going to be coming over, clamoring to come over and watch professional wrestling, especially AEW. What's up, Jack Haynes? What the heck is Tony doing to swerve? He could have had a feud with Claudio, but Claudio needs a manager to talk for him. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Jack Haynes. That's what we was talking about last night on the show, man. We talked about that on Collision. When we was watching Collision, we talked about Rampage. And as soon as they announced that match, man, I went ahead and said, that's who should be your world champion in AEW. That should be the world champion, and that's Claudio Castagnoli. That guy is incredible. Man, you can pretty much bring him out in a suit like that, and come out and you can have somebody talk for him. He can say a few words. I mean, he's okay with speaking, but we know he's not great on the mic full time. But if he was a character, if he had like Karrion Kross walking around with Scarlett, if you give him a female manager or a female valet, or you could give him, if you can give him somebody like say a Paul Ellering. If you can give him Paul Ellering, take Paul Ellering from AOP and put Paul Ellering with Claudio Castagnoli. I think that will be a good union, and I think they will do well together. I was talking last night. Chris didn't agree with me. My partner didn't agree with me, but I think he pretty much got what I was saying. I said Tully Blanchard. You can bring Tully Blanchard back in the fold, and you can put Tully Blanchard with Claudio Castagnoli. I think that will work because Tully Blanchard, one of the best talkers ever in the game. I mean, highly underrated, but Tully Blanchard will get that man over. And yeah, so he should be the one who goes for that world title. But Tony Khan went ahead. He jumped the gun. That right there is a potential feud. I mean, wow, man. But now it's not going to be as special. Now, if you come back and they have another match and Claudio, you can, because he's the champion, you don't have to have him defend the title on TV, say against a Claudio Castagnoli. Just have Claudio, because you still can fix it. Claudio can come out and say, I want another chance. He'd be like, but you're not going to get a chance at the title. And Claudio can come out and beat him in a non-title event, and then they can have a rubber match. They can set up a rubber match, and that rubber match can be at one of the pay-per-views. But one thing about it, you could prolong that thing too. Like at a pay-per-view, it could be a draw. It could be a 45-minute time limit. It could be a draw, and then they can pretty much roll that thing out, and then Claudio eventually wins it down the road. But man, there's so many great storyline, so much great storyline potential over at AEW. It's not funny because a lot of the storyline potential that's over there have not been utilized. He has not utilized, even though he has. Tony Khan, I will say, has done everything. He has did everything possible to pretty much when it boils down to gimmicks and matches that should be a match that end all. It's just like, man, what's that match? The Chuck Taylor match versus Trent Beretta. Now that thing right there is the kind of match. That's the match that ends the feud. But he went ahead and used it for Collision, which was flat out crazy. Trent Beretta just now turned, and Chuck Taylor just now hit him and pretty much told him that he was on the side of Orange Cassidy. He called him a piece of garbage or whatever, said he's always been a prick. And then you want to put those two in that type of match. Look, I'm pretty sure that they got a little bitterness toward each other, but when it boils down to it, you have a friend that you break up with that quick. You don't want to see that guy get seriously hurt or whatever. You don't want to have him in some kind of match like that where he can get seriously hurt. I mean, I don't think they have built up their feud. They haven't built up their animosity toward each other enough to have that type of match. So that was just flat out crazy. So Tony, there's another opportunity that he missed right there. You can have a great feud between those two, and Trent Beretta should win it. There's no doubt about it. He is the talent. He's very talented, very talented. But man, hey, Tony Khan just went ahead and jumped the gun on that too. D Skill H-Town is in the house. What's up, man? All right. Jack Haynes said, don't be surprised. Jack Perry be the one to take Swerve belt. Wow, man. Jack Haynes, if that happens, Tony Khan needs to be put in an institution or something, man. If that happens, he does not need to be. We already know he doesn't need to be anywhere near the book. He doesn't need to be booking these matches. But if he does this, if he put Jack Perry, if he wins that title, becomes the world champion, and right now he's, because of what happened between him and CM Punk and them coming out there and pretty much spearheading that stuff that happened between, Khan, himself, and the Young Bucks. Yeah, he could end up being their champ, man. I wouldn't be surprised. You're right, Jack Haynes. I wouldn't be surprised. But man, I hope that don't happen. I really hope that doesn't happen. All right, Grandma Daisy says Jack Haynes versus Billy Jack Haynes. Dream match. I hear you, Grandma Daisy. And Jack, she talking about you, man, against Billy Jack Haynes. Billy Jack Haynes got into some trouble. His wife, he did ended up taking out his wife, but I think he did that because his wife had dementia and he's been taking care of her for years. And I mean, he really loved his wife. But that's for another time, another day. But Billy Jack Haynes ended up taking her out, man. But I guess Billy Jack said, hey, I don't have much life myself. He's having trouble himself. Look like he's about to have dementia or something like that. He's having some problems. So he went ahead and did it. He went ahead and took his wife out of his misery. I'm not gonna sit here and say I agree with that stuff, but man, I just remember Billy Jack Haynes for what he did in the ring, and that's just the way I'm just gonna celebrate him that way. But I don't think he really did anything evil. I just wish he wouldn't have done it. But man, wow. And he didn't try, at least he didn't try to run or anything like that. All right, Jack Haynes says Serena Deeb as Claudio's mouthpiece. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And you know what, Jack Haynes? I wouldn't be surprised if Serena Deeb, and who was that with Serena Deeb last night? Serena Deeb, and I forgot who was that with Serena Deeb last night. But I felt Serena Deeb had something to do with that show last night, as far as writing that show. All right, Grandma Daisy says hello. All right. What's going on with you, Grandma Daisy? Jack Haynes, bring back Dutch Mantel. If he could get Dutch Mantel. If he can get Dutch Mantel, I'm telling you, Dutch Mantel is going to take about $500,000 for 1 year, at least. Now, Dutch Mantel, I know if it was WWE, he would charge them $1 million. I don't know if he would charge Tony Khan that. He may charge Tony Khan $1 million just to do that too. $1 million for 1 year as the booker. But yeah, he's definitely worth a try, man. And Dutch Mantel, he has a proven track record. He's good. He definitely can turn it around. Jack Haynes, hell, Ricky Morton as Claudio spokesperson, make him the Luthez with a flair of cool to Claudio. Yeah. Ricky Morton could be his mouthpiece. No doubt about that. No doubt about it. D-Skill H-Town, I sure hate how Swerve's coronation was delayed to the lowest rated AEW show. Exactly. Shame. It's a shame, D-Skill, no doubt. D-Skill H-Town, Tony Khan seemed like he was more interested in getting himself over on Dynamite than anything else. Yes, sir. I mean, Tony Khan, right now, he's in a desperate situation, man. He's in a desperate situation. So when it boils down to it, Tony Khan is like, if I can get everybody talking about me, like Eric Bischoff got everybody talking about him when he joined the NWO, when he swerved everybody, when he pretty much, what is the word here? Pretty much when that Joker doggone trip and it flipped on he flipped on WCW, he was the talk of wrestling. And he's seen, and Tony Khan remembers that. And he remembered Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon, his little evil run, and he got into wrestling. He got in the ring. So he remembers that. So Tony Khan decided he's going to write himself into the storyline. He's going to try to do the same thing. But remember this, guys. When the Outsiders did this, when they attacked Eric Bischoff, brought Hulk Hogan in the ring, all of those guys were major stars. Kevin Nash was over as Diesel. Pretty much got a worldwide recognition in the WWE, even though the WWE wasn't as big as it was. He didn't get to Hogan status or anything like that, Ultimate Warrior. But man, hey, he was a big name, as far as especially in this country, but worldwide. And WWE was worldwide at that time too. Diesel pretty much, hey, he was a big deal at that time. Razor Ramon was a big deal. And when they went back to WCW, because that's where they had started their careers. When they went back to WCW, people didn't remember. They wasn't thinking about Kevin Nash as Vinny Vegas. They wasn't thinking about Razor Ramon or Scott Hall as the Diamond Stud. They wasn't thinking about that. They was remembering those guys as Diesel and Razor Ramon. That's what even the people in WCW who knew those guys, as something else, they remember them up there, that they was a big deal up in the WWE. They went up there and made a huge name for themselves. Came back, they was something special. And they came back with their regular names. And guys, and they was kicking butts for a couple weeks. Then they decided they're going to jump Eric Bischoff. Then add in Hulk Hogan. But let's look at the scenario we have here, guys. In the ring, Wednesday night, we had Jungle Boy. We had Tony Khan. We had the Young Bucks. Let's switch this over to WCW. And when Eric Bischoff was getting picked on, he was getting picked on by the outsiders. Who was the outsiders? Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, Hulk Hogan. All recognizable names. All huge stars. Stars, guys. Big time stars. Eric Bischoff blossomed into a star by that time. WCW already had taken over the ratings. He had became nationwide known. I mean, and they was pulling in 7 million people a week, 7, 8 million, 9 million people a week on that, for that show on WTBS. Monday Nitro at that time. So big difference than a show pulling in 700,000, 800,000 on a good night. Huge difference. They were the huge difference. And if they would have did this in 2022, when AEW was hot, would have been a little difference, because people looked at the Young Bucks as stars. They were looking at Jungle Boy as a star. They really was, even though I never thought he was a huge star. But man, what can I say? He got the accolades from the crowd. They was behind him, man, 100%. So he was a star. Those guys still wasn't the stars that the outsiders were, but they were stars. But now you got a lot of the wrestling world don't even really care about those guys. They definitely don't care about the Young Bucks no more. Jungle Boy, what you call him, Jungle Perry. Sorry about that, but yeah, Jack Perry, Jungle Boy. Only thing people know is that confrontation that he had with CM Punk. When it boils down to it, nobody really care about him outside of that. And then Tony Khan, this little guy, man, 5'4", 5'5", getting in the ring, 125, 130 pounds, could have got his neck broke. I mean, a lot of people are not gonna just say, "Hey, I'm gonna decide to turn on my TV so I can go over there and watch that." I'm gonna go over there and watch that. And if they actually went, because I guarantee some football fans probably went to the internet to see what happened. And when they seen that happened, they probably laughed their tail off. I'm not going to go over there and watch that with this little bitty guy getting in the ring. We've seen this before, especially if they've seen it before. All right, guys. All right, my man, Jack Haynes. All right, D-Skill H-Town, what's up? My man says the champion is supposed to carry the company like Roman did. Yes. No ends, ands, or buts about that, D-Skill H-Town. Man, I have no clue. My thing is this. If you didn't have a better way to present your world champion, to present Swerve Strickland the first week, have him stay at home, man, and show the celebration, show him winning the title, and show the celebration. And say congratulations. And next week our world champion will be on. And you bring this guy, man. You bring this guy out. He's still the same guy, which I told Chris. He's still the same guy, but you got to bring him out as a little something different. Got to add a little bit more swagger to him. Have him come out there in a suit. And I'm not talking about these. I'm not talking about a Dillard suit or a suit from J.C. Penney's belts or whatever. whatever one of these stores are. I'm talking about an urban type suit, guys. I'm talking about something that like you will see as far as say if City Trends, you see any suits at City Trends or something like that. And I'm not talking about the cheap suits, but I'm talking about a fashion show, a fashion store that you're gonna find in the urban community, urban areas, and not just black people go to those places to get suits. Whites do too, but you need to present him in that way, but have him come out, like I say, in one of those suits, man. Ghetto fabulous. Have him come out ghetto fabulous, not coming into the ring and just looking like hey, he's in his regular tights and basically showing his gold, his gold and his gold fronts. Look like he got a toothpick in his mouth or whatever. He seemed like the same character. Hey, as you go up, stay the same character, but as you go up, add a few more elements to that. And I tell you what, Prince Nana's clothes wasn't helping on Collision. Now we go back to Dynamite. He's out there dancing or whatever. That's fine. But if you want to have him celebrate, definitely have him celebrate. And if you're going to put him in a match, don't put him in a match with Kyle Fletcher, who's going to stick with him the whole match. You want him to be able to turn that match out, win in 4 to 5 minutes, get out, and then celebrate with the crowd and get him acclimated because, hey, they know who he is, but get him acclimated to who he is. But like I say, have him come out at the beginning of the show and say, I know I come out here in my trunks and I do my thing and stuff like that. But hey, guys, I'm coming out here as a representative. I am the world champion. So I'm going to come out and, hey, with class, even if he has to come out in some kind of sports car that you're going to usually find in places like where you will see somebody like him, an urban area or something like that. But man, yeah, you got to play it right. Now I'm looking at it, the way I'm looking at it is that Tony Khan, and I'm not faulting him or anything. I'm just thinking that he does not know how to present him as a world champion. Sad, but that's just the way I feel about it. All right, my man Jack Haynes says, I'm going to enjoy NWA and TNA lately than AEW, Harry. And also NWA is bringing back the territories. Yeah, that's what it looked like, Jack. And they are running in different parts of the country as territorial wise. Jameson Byrne, what's up, Harry? If you was in booking, what would you do with FTR when they return? Wow, Jameson Byrne. Wow, man. Wow. They have botched them so much, man. I have to really sit back and think about it, Jameson. I really do. That's something I'm supposed to do. Yeah, and guys, I'm going to jump on that tomorrow. I really am. I'm going to jump on that tomorrow, so look for it. I'm going to do a show. And look, man, I've been saying I was going to do it. I'm going to do a show, but I'm going to do a show revamping the whole AEW, guys. So look forward to doing that, man. It'll be before Monday Night Raw, but I will get on here and do it, man. And it might take 2-3 nights straight for me to do it, but I'm gonna get on here and do it. Jameson Byrne, Dutch Mantell, and AEW Creative will be epic. Yes, sir, Jameson. Yes, sir. And I wish I was one of his. I wish he goes, and I wish I was one of his. Pretty much one of his assistants or something like that. But yeah, it will be epic if Dutch Mantell went over there, even at his advanced age. I mean, he's 72 years old, but man, his mind is still, he's sharp. His mind is still sharp. I would love to see him over there doing it. All right, Grandma Daisy says Kane equals Diesel. Yes, no doubt, Grandma Daisy. All right, D-Skill H-Town, Harry, when are you and Chris coming down to Houston? I don't know, man. My daughter, like I say, my daughter's down there now. I mean, she's out in Houston now. So I will be, probably taking a road trip sometime soon, man, within the next few months. Now, I know what's the name? Her husband's father-in-law, her father-in-law, he's he says he's gonna come pick me up, and sometime so we can both drive down there, because it's a long drive out of South Carolina, North Carolina. He's in Charlotte, and I'm in Greenville, so it's a pretty good drive. So he wants to swing through here, and then both of us go. So that's probably gonna happen. But I do want to come down with Chris, so probably within the next 3 to 5 months, man, we'll take a road trip before it gets cold again. Take a road trip over to Houston. And I know Houston is not going to really get that cold. Sometimes it does. But, yeah, we'll take a road trip, man. And D-Skill will come. As soon as we come, man, we'll let you know, brother. No doubt, no ends, ands, or buts about it. We'll be announcing it on the show. Don't want to announce it too much, man. But, yeah, but we will let you know. We will be coming there soon. And man, we definitely want to go and check out Booker T's show. And we got a wrestler who wrestled for us one time, man, on the show. Jade. And what is Jade's last name? I can't remember her. Jada. I can't remember her last name, but she's gonna wrestle. She's gonna wrestle there soon. But man, she's really good. All right, Justin Miller, sup, Harry? Wow, what you said last night came true. There's rumors that AEW no longer on the Zone platform streaming service. Can Warner Brothers be next? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Justin Miller. I saw something like that. I saw that they lost their European connection. So and Warner Brothers already saying that they don't, that they want to walk out of the deal. But on the other hand, people are finding that Warner Brothers came out and said, hey, they're very pleased with the 680,000 in the ratings because they was going up against basketball, and they're very pleased. But they supposed to say that, man. They're gonna say that, that they're pleased and they're happy that they came in fifth, or was it fifth or seventh or whatever for the night in cable ratings. So they're very happy about that. But they are gonna say that. But I know, one thing I do know is Warner Brothers Discovery have not renewed the contract. If you're happy with him, you would have already renewed the contract. And Tony Khan been trying to renew that contract for the last couple months. He's been trying to get an early renewal, but Warner Brothers is not biting. From what I'm hearing, man, they want creative control. They want some creative control in this company. So if they get creative control, you better believe they're gonna push Tony out the door, man. They're gonna push him over there to that football team. Say you just own it, and hey, they want some creative control. And when it boils down to it, you need to give them something because they own part of it. From what I understand, I think it's only like maybe 10%, but they did buy into it. All right. Justin Miller says, sup, Harry? Wow, what you said last night, I got that. D Skill says, I would have preferred Swerve to come out and soaking up the crowd cheers and have someone come out and interrupt him to set up a feud. Yeah, D Skill, H-Town, that would have been cool too. That definitely would have been cool. All right, man. So into the Bret Hart screw job, Stone Cold Rock Alliance, WCW buyout. Need I continue? Like, honestly, if you hate AEW, then say so. But saying Tony Khan is putting himself over is cap. No, JL. No, nobody's saying he's really putting himself over. I don't know if he's putting himself over, man. I'm not going to say that. What I'm saying is basically he's putting himself in that storyline. He's putting himself in a storyline to get ratings. And I really believe that, JL. I hate to say it. I mean, I ain't going to say I hate to say it. I think it's true. He's putting himself out there. As far as trying to put himself over, no, he's putting himself out there to get attention, draw attention to himself and draw attention to his promotion. And I can understand that. I definitely can understand that. You want to get as much publicity as you can. All right, JL said, I saw who was drafted. What a waste. 99% of the people did not move. It was the worst one. Well, it wasn't that good, JL. And you know what? I know you listen to BC Amplified. I know BC was going off on it. I didn't get to listen to it, but I mean, I can understand. I thought, hey, Monday Night Raw, you should have been on here, man. I was pretty upset about the show. I did not think it was a good show. Not at all. And I let Braden know. I let Chris know. Everybody, man, on there. And, I went back and I watched the show. Then I did a reaction video on the show. I went and watched it. I told everybody I'd go and rewatch it. And so I can come back. Because when we was watching that show Monday night, man, I had my head all down. I was looking for something. My computer was messed up. So I was doing a lot of different things. So all I could do was really look up and see what was happening. And I was saying, why is this happening? Why is that happening? But it seemed like I didn't miss much because when I reviewed the show, watched it again, came back to the same conclusion, man. Straight up, it just was a garbage. It was a trash show Monday night. It was, man. All right. But as far as the draft go, Friday night, that show wasn't great, but it wasn't bad. We gave it 3 stars. Wasn't great, but it wasn't bad. D-Skill H-Town. JL, you are talking about stuff that happened 20, 30 years ago. Exactly. Times have changed and bringing the owner into angles is played out. That's true, D-Skill. JL, Raw is coming to my city in September, and Breaker is on Raw now. Who let the pit bull out of the pen? Yeah, they just using him to devastate his opponents, man. Just pretty much eat them up and growl them up. That's all he's doing right now. Hey, man, they need to get a solid storyline going for him. D-Skill A-Town, JL, you are too young to remember, but most people had no idea Eric Bischoff actually was running WCW at the time. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sure was, D-Skill. JLD Skill H-Town. If it wasn't for Vince being the heel with Brett, Stone Cold, Mick Foley, etc., there would be no Stone Cold. Stone Cold's whose whole popularity was due to being an anti-hero. I don't know, man. Stone Cold pretty much jumped that off himself, JL. But I can get where you're going, but he pretty much did that himself. Yes, the machine got behind it and pushed it, but he pretty much got over himself. JL also, it was a rebellion to the higher up boss. All right, JL, I am too young to understand when Stone Cold retired. I wasn't even born yet. But Tony Khan getting some interest in all fans. Jack Haynes, Jada Parker from NXT, Harry. She's going to be up in APW. For real? For real? I don't know about all that, man. I need to see that. You said not American Pro Wrestling, Asylum Pro Wrestling. The one that AJ Frost is running. I mean, AJ Frost is running right now. That's what you're talking about. That Jada Parker from NXT going to be in APW. I don't think so, Jack. I don't think so. I don't think AJ got that kind of. Was not AJ. I don't think my old partner, me and Chris's old partner, Michael King, who's pretty much one of the funders of APW. I don't think he have that type of jack. I don't think he have that kind of jack to get her right now. She's signed with NXT. So, man, I think she's out of their price range. All right, D-Skill H-Town. Okay, JL. JL, if you ask me, Cody is boring. Lots of people are bored already. I'm not shocked. People were fixated on Rhodes winning the title. They did not think of what happens. He actually wins it. JL, no. I think he's doing great at what he's doing already. Man, he went on that European tour. He's had 6 matches. I know I've seen AEW fans out here say pretty much they out here saying that Swerve Strickland done defended his title 3 times and, Cody once. But, Cody's been on TV once defending his title, but Cody has already had 6 title defenses. So, but as far as Cody being born, no, I don't think it's Cody. It's not Cody at all. The rest of the rest of the card, the rest of WWE is pretty much dropping the ball a little bit. That's all it is to it. This is not on Cody. So, JL, you can say what you want to say on that, but no. I think Cody is what's holding it up. Cody's doing a very good job as champion. JL, Priest days of world champion are numbered. He's a broken man walking. Man, I can agree with that, JL. I don't think he's going to have that title long. All right, Grandma Daisy says, I love WWE, not AEW. Yeah, I hear you, Grandma Daisy. I don't blame you. Jack Haynes, Harry, how crazy they kicked Tony Khan out of Raw and called up Jim Cornette, laugh out loud. Man, that would be outstanding. I mean, that would be a trip. That would be very funny, Jack Haynes. But man, if that happened, wow, you better believe I'll be tuned in early every week. All right, JL, I just finished a 7-day straight work week. That's why I haven't been here. That's okay, JL, man. It's okay. I know you've been working, man. I know you've been putting in the hours, but that's okay, man. That's okay. Appreciate you being here tonight. All right, JL said I missed all the pro wrestling this week, but it looked like it was rubbish and terrible. A lot of it was, JL. A lot of it was, man. I hate to say it. Wasn't a real great week of wrestling. Jack Haynes, no, I'm asking you. You said a girl named Jade something. Jade Stone. Yeah, Jade. Yeah, yes. Jack Haynes, you're exactly right. Yes, Jada Stone. Yes. So she will be up. She's going to wrestle in Booker T in May. I think May the 11th. She'll be at Booker T's Reality of Wrestling over in Houston. So that should be, man, Jada Stone is out there. She's out there doing a lot of different things. Came a long way. She started out at CMW, guys. Now, and CMW, that's the one that I'm booking for, that me and Chris is working for. We're working for CMW. And believe me, guys, right now, I am all in, man. I am all in. So everybody in the upstate, if anybody in upstate checking this thing out or whatever, hearing what I got to say, hey, you better believe it. HBT and Christopher Burton, the People's Podcaster, we're all in, man. We are all in with CMW now. So, hey, watch out. All right, Jack Haynes said she was in New Japan just now. Oh, she was? I didn't know that, man. All I know is she's been doing a lot of traveling, man. A lot of traveling. But Jack Haynes, I appreciate that info. I really do. Yeah, she's been doing a lot of traveling. Big ups to Jada Stone, man. She's been doing a lot. So, wow, that's crazy. But yeah, man, I look forward to what's going to happen this week. Wrestling is getting very interesting, to be honest with you. So, hey, we'll see what happens this week, guys. We'll see what's coming up. And we're going to see how Tony Khan, how he's going to spin this thing, how he's going to further this thing that he has building. Supposed to be a storyline. Some people out here, some AEW people are out here, and some podcasts are saying, hey, man, it's hot, man. What he did was hot. And, he's got the hottest thing going in professional wrestling. We'll see about that, man. We will see about that, because all I know is everything that he's supposed to be big, everything has fallen on his face. And that can't be denied. And I know J.O., you on here, but hey, J.O., you cannot deny every single thing that's supposed to be some type of big business or whatever you want to call it. Everything he's attempted to do have fallen on his face, have fallen flat on his face. So, hey, we'll see how everything plays out this week, man. Should be a good week of wrestling. But, guys, I'm going to get off. I appreciate everybody, man, coming in, rocking with the Straight Up Wrestling Show. If you're on Facebook, man, hit that like, share, join. If you're on YouTube, hit that like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, ding, 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 like times like this, when we're on. If you over on, man, what in the world is it what I'm about to say? If you hear right here on YouTube, hit that like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, ding, 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 so you know when we're on, like times like these. And we are on Twitter. You do the same thing on Twitter that you do here on YouTube. And if you're on X, guys, formerly known as Twitter, guys, if you're on X, hit that like, share, tweet, and retweet, and follow the Straight Up Wrestling Show, guys. All right, Jack Haynes says, all right, they arrested Jack Perry and Bucks this Wednesday. Wow, they did? Yeah, they did. Yes, they did. I saw that. All right, Jack Haynes, Harry, who is someone in NXT you want to see be drafted tomorrow that you think? Ilya Dragunov, if they haven't drafted him, because I know they did some after. But Ilya Dragunov, most definitely. They did get Baron Corbin. But Ilya Dragunov, I think Charlie Dempsey will be good too. Get Charlie Dempsey. He can go up there, and Charlie Dempsey can be in the stable with, he can be in that stable with Chad Gable. I think it'll work out real good. Theo Hill, laugh out loud. Yeah, man. Heck yeah, I want Theo Hill to move up. Yeah, that's me and Braden's girl, man, no doubt. Yeah, that'd be cool, Jackie. You know what? When it boils down to it, man, that little girl got a lot of skill. She really do. But yeah, I'm gonna get off here, guys. Wow. Jack says, don't be surprised, Norm DR be drafted, be good. And I believe so too, Jack. I just don't want him going up there wrestling those those matches, those kind of matches that he was wrestling with the Harvest Cup. Just let him be in there one-on-one and have a straight match, man. He's a very good talent, very, very good, very talented. So I would like to see what he can do up there on the big stage, man. John Smith said, what's up, Harry? What you doing up so late? Laugh out loud, man. I just wanted to get on here for a little while. Been on here 38 minutes, John. Man, John, I would like for you to go back and check this thing out, man. I'm about to get off, but I would like for you to go back and check it out. Just talking about wrestling this past week and what's coming up, what we got to look forward to. Now, I didn't get into too much of what we just saw this past week. I just recapped a little bit of things that we saw, because we did do Monday Night Raw, Straight Up Wrestling Family. We did Monday Night Raw. Then we did Tuesday Night SmackDown. We did Wednesday night, Dynamite. We didn't do anything Thursday night, guys. Friday night we did SmackDown, and yesterday, excuse me, guys. Yesterday, Chris and myself, we came on and we did Collision, and we followed it up with Rampage. So, man, it was a long week of wrestling, but it was okay. It was okay. It was a little lackluster. So let's see what we have coming up this week. And like I was saying a little bit earlier, man, Tony Khan, he's played his hand. He got on NFL Network and he decided to call WWE his nemesis, called them evil empire, an evil empire, and called them Harvey Weinstein. That was a little bit, that was over the top, man. And I tell you what, when you go for that, and I don't know if WWE is going to do anything about that. And that's just to be honest. But man, you know, Tony Khan can end up in a lawsuit. I know if Vince McMahon was there, he would go right back at him. But hey, Triple H, I think Triple H will too. So we'll see how this plays out. Tony Khan, can he back that up? And that's the deal. That's the whole thing about it. We could sit here, you know, I know JL came on defending them a little bit and everything, but one thing about Tony Khan, he definitely has to defend his actions, man. He really do. Can they build a storyline off of what he just did? And like I said, it's just a copycat of what Eric Bischoff did, you know. But Eric Bischoff, when they did it, the Outsiders, that was the difference. The Outsiders, Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, it was, you know, off their Diesel, Razor Ramon fame, because they got really big off of that name, and they had Hulk Hogan too. So you had Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, and Hulk Hogan versus Jungle Boy, Jack Perry, and the Young Bucks, and you got Eric Bischoff versus Tony Khan. And Eric Bischoff was a huge name at that time too, because at that time they was already had jumped WWE. They was winning in the ratings, but they really took off after that happened, after that storyline happened, and we know it led to the NWO. What is this going to lead into? Hey, it's going to be interesting in seeing, guys. But all right, let's see. Jack Haynes, Laugh Out Loud Cup is now to Charlie Dempsey. Yes, sir. All right, John Smith. Okay, I'll go back and forth. Hope everything is going okay. Yeah, everything's going great, man. Everything's going great. Jack Haynes, he said that to diss Vince problems, Harry. Yes, exactly. Jameson Byrne, Harry, how you feel about Trent with Don Callis tease on Collision? I would like that. Trent Beretta, man, just seemed like a menace to society right now, Jameson Byrne. No ends and buts about it. Jameson Byrne says last night, yes. Jack Haynes says, thanks, Harry. See you tomorrow, Jack Haynes. See you tomorrow, Jameson. Glad that you came in, Jameson. If you haven't heard this whole stream, I want you to go back and check it out too. You and John, it's 40 minutes, guys. I know that's a good bit of time, but guys, go and check this thing out, man. At least give me 10 minutes, man. Give me a little bit of time. JL, Jack Haynes, Grandma Daisy, appreciate you coming in. JL, my man D Skill H-Town. All right, man. Everybody, man, that came through tonight. I appreciate you. Justin Miller came through. Said, sup, Harry? Wow, what you said last night came true. There's rumors that AEW no longer on the Zone platform streaming service. Can Warner Brothers be next, man? And I tell you what, man, if my man Eddie Hearn from the Zone, if he dropped you, oh my God, Eddie Hearns, man, he ain't no joke. Eddie Hearns, like, hey, you're gonna produce, you're gonna come on my platform. That's how he is. All right, let's see. There's no ends as a bus by. Yeah, Jameson Burns, you've been here for a while, man. Sorry about that, man. Sorry about that. I had forgot you was. I thought I had talked to you earlier. So Jameson Burns is up here. He's in here. All right, Jack Haynes. Yeah, he the one interesting thing on AEW, Harry. Yes, sir. All right, Jack Haynes. Trent, I'm interested in as a character. Yeah, I love Trent Beretta. He's probably my second favorite after Claudio over there, man. In all actuality, him and Claudio similar to each other. But yeah, guys, have a great night. I'll talk to you later. Stay straight up. Peace.